morning everybody, my name is Crystal and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you like my videos, please smash that like button, please do subscribe. It's Thursday morning and the sun is out here in Rochester and it's extremely warm. The temperature in my flat is 21 degrees with the windows open. It's boiling. Alexa, good morning.
Good morning. Today is the 80th anniversary of D-Day, which will be marked by a series of major commemorations and events across the UK and in France.
Alexa, what's the time, please?
Good morning, Crystal. It's 8:18 a.m.
Alexa, what's the date today? Alexa, the date.
Good night. Talk to you tomorrow.
I didn't say good night, Alexa. Alexa, what's the date today?
Today is Thursday, the 6th of June.
Alexa, what's the weather outlook?
In Rochester, it's 12 degrees Celsius with mostly sunny skies. Today, you can expect intermittent clouds, with a high of 17 degrees and a low of 7 degrees.
Alexa, whose birthday is it today?
Today's famous birthdays include American actress Sandra Bernhard, American actor Paul Giamatti, South African politician Muzi Maimane, British actor Jason Isaacs, and Scottish professional wrestler Drew Galloway.
Right guys, good morning. Yesterday, Paul from Teesside wanted to speak to me and I didn't answer his message. Alexa, where is Teesside?
From abandonnedspaces.com. Teesside is located along the River Tees in northern England.
Alexa, where is Teesside near?
From studycountry.com. Teesside is a built-up area around the River Tees in northeast England, split between County Durham and North Yorkshire.
So it's County Durham and North Yorkshire. Alexa, where is Franklin Prison?
I found a Franklin Rooms. Franklin Rooms is
Alexa,
3.3 kilometers.
Where is Franklin Prison?
The address for Franklin Prison bus stop is Durham, DH15.
So Franklin Prison is in Durham, okay? I've told you a number of things that I think relates to Levi Belfield. The guy upstairs has got Levi Belfield's Ford Mondeo. Well, not his actual one, but a copy of Levi Belfield's Ford Mondeo, which was navy blue. And Levi Belfield is a serial killer who went around assaulting women and murdering them. So can prisoners get access to mobile phones? One wonders in this day and age. Right, it's bloody scary this, what's going on to me, it's frightening. So, yesterday, I told you what happened, didn't I? Every time I go out of my flat, I'm made to feel like I've got to hurry back and get home quick. And when I do, it's not pleasant. So I was looking forward to a nice walk with Max in the evening. And I came home to about 3 or 4 dogs barking in someone's little garden area and dogs barking all down the road. And I hadn't noticed the dog show leaflet in the communal area. Now remember that I'm not. This isn't the only block of flats. There's more than 9 blocks of flats right around here, and every one of them has got a dog show leaflet in it, not just this block. So remember that. These people want me to actually get triggered, lose my temper, and get put in prison and put away. And that's what happens to a targeted individual. And I know why I've been targeted, and I know why I'm this is happening to me. It's easier for somebody to be labelled mentally unstable, or to get them to commit a crime and put them away for something, that's been provoked, than deal with what they've done. I believe where I'm living is all fake. I believe my post is fake. I believe what I'm being told is fake, and I feel like I'm being locked up in prison for something I haven't done. After all, the block of flats I'm in is named after a criminal, a train robber. Now, when you go back to when my father, helped me move into my previous block of flats, he told the people there that it was his flat. It wasn't his flat, it was mine. So everyone thought my dad lived with me in that flat and I lived by myself. So how do I not know? My dad was still alive when I was put into this block of flats. He died about a year after I moved in here. So my father, Dell, whatever people used to call him, died in the August of 2021. But I thought that everything would stop. I thought the bullying would stop. I thought the internet, social media harassment would stop when my dad passed away, but it didn't. It's got worse. Because I was made to believe, oh, it's your dad doing it. It isn't, is it? It's not my dad doing it, is it? So, you've got to remember that I'm indoors most of the day. I don't really speak to many people. I don't really go out to many places. And when you're stuck indoors all day, you get het up and stressed. You can do, and you just want to relax in your own home, right? And I know it's hot, and I know people let their dogs out, and I know dogs bark, right? I know that. That happens everywhere. I could live somewhere 10 times worse. I know that, right? But this bullying and making out I'm some kind of hoe and prostitute at my age is absolutely ridiculous, stupid. And in the morning it was quiet. Yesterday morning was peaceful, it was quiet. I'd gone into the co-op, right, there were kids in there. I was like being rushed through the self-assessment checkout. That did piss me off, but it wasn't bad. Nobody likes, you're supposed to give people space when they're doing their shopping, not stand behind their back and rush them through the checkout. Well, she should have taken that woman over to the counter and helped her with her shopping. I've spent a lot of money in that co-op, and the way sometimes that I get treated in there is disgusting. It really is. I've lived here for 4 years. And I've spent a lot of money in there. And the way they act when I walk in, some of them, it's ridiculous. Pretending like they don't know who I am when I've shopped in that shop for 4 years. And then they go and help other people and they just watch me stand there. It happened. I lived in Chatham for 9-10 years, and the staff would do the same thing. Because, when I can't get to talk to anyone. And my last relationship, he made sure everyone talked to him and no one spoke to me. So I didn't make friends or anything, you see. Right, I'm not going to my mum's today, right? I'm not going to my mum's. I need a break from that because I go up there and I it's like make me cross and then I have to walk home. And I'm getting old now, and my mum certainly couldn't walk from Chatham to Rochester. She's nearly 80. So also another thing I noticed was that I got a message from Ben off of Facebook, and I've told you that Ben was the name of my mum's mental health nurse. So someone keeps harassing me, thinking that I'm my mother, and that they keep thinking I'm going to get upset and go crazy. And I'm not Jennifer. I'm not Jennifer. Right? My mum has not been to an optician's for over 20 years. She's not been to a dentist for over 20 years. And, she said she hasn't seen a doctor face to face for over 3 years. And this is what happened to my dad. He had an autopsy. When my dad died, I wasn't there when my dad passed away. I hadn't seen my dad for 2 months. Derek, my father, I hadn't seen him for 2 months. And, the last time I seen my dad, he was stood up tall, he was walking, he was himself. He didn't look ill to me. My dad was my dad. He was a big, strong bloke. He was 6'2" and wide. So when my dad passed away, it was a bloody shock. So I remember that the day my dad died, I'd called my mum and dad on the phone. The day that he died, in the morning or the afternoon that my father had passed away, I'd rung my mum and dad's landline phone and there was no answer. So I thought, because my mum used to ring up, how she leaves voicemail messages. Your father doesn't want you to come up today, Janesta. He's not feeling well. And that went on for 2 months. I had 2 months of voicemail messages off my mum telling me not to go up and see my dad. He wasn't very well. So it was, I didn't know my dad was going to drop dead, did I? I told you that I'd heard one phone call and he'd shouted help in the background. He'd gone help. And I thought, what's he done that for? Because he used to make sheep noises as well. I thought that was my dad just being silly and stupid. Because my dad used to muck about and be silly. So when he'd gone help in the background of a phone call, I just thought it was my dad mucking about. I really did. So you're going to get a lot of dog barking today because me, Crystal, has got to go for my eye test. Right? Not Jennifer. Me, Crystal, has got to go for my eye test. So they'll all be dressed in my mother's trousers turned up at the bottom and making fun of me, and I'm not Jennifer. So just let the dogs bark. Let them bark. Because this is going to get proven what they're doing to me. It's pure torture. And it's not very nice. So where was I? Yeah, so I hadn't realised that I didn't think anything was wrong up there. So 2 days afterwards, I thought, I haven't heard from me and mum and my dad. So there was a load of answer phone messages, and about it was my mother in a calm voice, not crying. I'm sorry to tell you, Janesta, but your dad passed away. Da 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 da. And I was in shock because my dad looked he didn't look ill when I last saw him. And he looked, like his normal self. He was stood up, that. And then, you know, I was left alone with my mother, my mum. And my dad used to calm my mother down. He used to tell her, you know, you're upsetting Ginestra, don't mention her kids, don't do that, don't do that. And my mum used to stop it. And now that I go up there, she's on at me, just on at me all the time, mentioning the kids I don't see, shouting, saying things that are upsetting. And you know, I miss my dad in that respect. You know, he would tell my mum, don't upset Ginestra, don't upset her, she doesn't see her children. So she's been, you know, I don't know whether my mum's involved in this, what's happening to me, you know, covering up what went up in Gloucestershire, I don't bloody know. But if I stay away from her, because I believe she's got something to do with my ex-husband, I do. And when people come down to visit me, they're relaying stuff back to my ex-husband. And what my life is none of his business. I've moved on from what I went through. I've moved on from it. Just making myself a cup of coffee. And what went up on in Gloucester was that I was nearly killed. I was nearly killed a couple of times. Because they isolate you. They isolate you and then you're a target, aren't you? You're a target. If no one knows where you are, this is why I do my videos, because if people don't know where you are, then I could get attacked again. This is why I go out with the camera. This is why I make sure people know where I am. Because if people don't know where I am, what could happen is what went on in Gloucestershire, and I could have just disappeared out of sight. Someone had told people I was dead. Someone told one of my children I was dead. Dead. So in most cases, I would say to people, like, don't divulge your address, don't let people know where you are. But in my case, I could suddenly disappear or something happen to me, because I'm cut off from the outside world. I'm cut completely off. I don't really speak to anybody, do I? Because of all this bullying shit, I'm staying indoors, look. And then you're a target for them to come and harm you. There's a lot to this, a lot to this, right? There's a lot, sorry about this, there's an absolute lot to this. Because the police up in London, it's not just the police in Gloucestershire and the police in Medway, it was the Kentish Town Police as well. The Kentish Town Police in London, making out I was nuts. The Kentish Town Police. I tried to get back to my children, and apparently some money was going to be wired, and the word wired was used. So I tried to get back to my kids from Kentish Town in London. I wanted to go back home. I'd made a mistake, right? Everybody makes mistakes, don't they, in this life? I'm not the only one, and I admit it, I made a mistake. I wanted a better life for me and my children. It went wrong. Because people lie, people fabricate. So so money was going to be wired from Gloucestershire to Kentish Town Police, and I went to Kentish Town Police Station. I explained that I'd had a phone call telling me to come to the police station. I had all my bags with my clothes in and everything else, all ready to go home, because apparently the police were going to find transport for me to get home to Gloucestershire. Got to the Kentish Town Police Station. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, are you disabled? You know, if you're mentally unwell, Crystal, you should go to the hospital. You should go to the hospital. You know, go to the hospital. Go to the mental health hospital. Do you know that I had all my belongings on me? I had my clothes. I was ready to go home and reunite with my kids. And the Kentish Town Police told me to go to a fucking mental hospital. A mental hospital. I had to go back home to the perpetrator. Go back home because I said, well, if I need to go to a mental hospital, can you take me there? Oh, no, we can't. We can direct you where the mental hospital is, but we can't take you there. And I was supposed to be mentally ill. I was supposed to... Client saying I was mentally ill and not even taking me to the mental health hospital. I find that hard to believe as well. Wasn't mentally ill at all. I was stopped going home to see my kids. That's what happened. And it's the police's fault, in my opinion. All the way down along the line for this mess I'm in. The fucking corrupt police. See you later.